Pleased to be joined by head coach of the South Plains College Lady Texans, Coach Michelle Wyatt. Joins us, Coach. We talked after the ball game with New Mexico Junior College. And again, you know, we hate to beat a dead horse to death, but turnovers just become a big issue for you against the Thunderbirds.
You know, there's no question. I mean, they really got after our guards, and you know, we knew going in that we had way too many turnovers at New Mexico, and so we were really trying to limit that and keep that down. We knew we were going to have to if we could get a win, and so we just still really struggled with their pressure. They really got after our guards some, and then tried to. I mean, they're a good team, so they got around the post players. So we really struggled. You know, just taking care of basketball.
We talked about options 1, 2, and 3 after the ball game, and so many times option 1 wasn't there. I'm sure that had to be part of the focus for practice this week.
You know, it is, and that's what we've done yesterday, and we'll work on it some more today. It's when things break down, you know, where can we find a shot then? And so we are. It's something that we've been working on all through conference, but we're definitely continuing, especially after that New Mexico game.
The good news is it seems like you've got some players coming around. We've talked a lot about the point guard position, kind of changing dimension. Hearn looks like she's playing a much better basketball game, taking a little bit of the load off underneath. So the players are developing, and they're starting to take their roles well in hand.
No question. You know, Avril Matthews is kind of taking over that guard spot in probably the second half of conference or halfway through conference. You know, she's really taken over and done a good job. She struggled a little bit the other night. She had been a little bit sick, and so kind of wasn't up to her best. But yes, and you know, Sydney Hearn is really doing a good job inside her with her and Stephanie Moore. You know, that's given us a lot of balance inside where they can't really key on Stephanie that Sid can go score as well. So you know, as they've come along, I mean, I think it's helped her overall play.
And we start to see this bench a little earlier now. We knew Parato's a pretty good player coming off, but now you see Turner pop off the bench once in a while. We see Griffin coming in and out of ball games. And frankly, you know, it's not the front 5 typically that win basketball games and win down the stretch. It's those next 3 and 4 coming off the pile.
There's no question. You know, several of these teams that we've been playing go really deep, and so that's why we've kind of struggled, because they're wearing us down because they're playing more kids and playing more minutes. So we are trying to sub earlier and trying to keep our legs fresh. I mean, it's been a long season. You know, we've had a lot of practices, played a lot of games, and so this is when they get worn out. And so I think our bench continuing to play well and to come in and play hard will help us down as we finish up here.
Good news is with 2 to go, still the opportunity to make that playoff run and get into that regional tournament. And quite frankly, this is a team that somebody may have looked at this schedule early and said, boy, what's the deal? Are we going to qualify? But you're in a good position to qualify.
No question. You know, you want to be where you control your own destiny, and so we think if we can get one more win, then that will put us in that 4th spot by ourselves, no matter what. And so that's, yeah, I mean, we think we're in a good spot, you know, because, like I said, because we do control it, we're not having to depend on other people, and that's what you want. I mean, that's what the playoffs are about, is to try to be playing your best basketball at the end of the season and going into it, seeing what you can't get done. So I do like where we're at.
You look back over this thing, and I keep falling back to that Odessa win on the road. You always talk about defending your own floor, and that's great, but unfortunately you have to play half of them on the road. That ends up right now looking like just a monster win on the road, and frankly an opportunity to win another big one coming up on Thursday night at Howard.
You know, there's no question we got Howard here, and they really struggled offensively to get any shots to fall. So I know it will be a different game when we go up there and play, but I think beating Odessa, and you know, we played a lot of non-conference games on the road, so we feel pretty comfortable. We know how to travel and how to get ready to play, and so I think we'll be ready to go. It'll just be, you know, they're playing for their lives, but as we are as well. So it's just going to kind of come down to, again, who can execute what they're trying to do, and who can knock down shots.
We've talked about execution quite a little bit, especially down the back half. All the tape's been traded. All the secrets are out. There's nothing left back in the closet till we can break out. What are some of the keys around that execution coming into that ball game against Howard?
You know, I think our thing is always how well we can defend. If we can keep the score down, you know, in the 40s and 50s, that's where we need to try to keep it. And so I think it's just going to be, we've watched video on them again, how well we defend what they're trying to do, and then again just making sure that we set good screens and execute. And you know, and we talk about it all the time. We're at our best when we're getting easy shots and penetrating and getting ourselves to the free throw line rather than settling for jump shots. And so we really try to instill that in them, and we've really seen on stat sheets that the games that we've won, we've done a better job of that. So we're just continuing to try to play our game, and we'll see what happens.
You get this late in the season, of course, everybody's got nicks, bumps, and bruises. If you don't, you're made of steel and you have nothing to worry about. How's the health of this club holding up this deep into the year?
I think we're okay. I mean, we didn't go real hard yesterday just because we kind of don't after a game day, but everybody was out there. I think we're good.
Good news is why you don't play as deep as maybe some other teams do. This seems to me like a basketball team that's in pretty good condition. It seems like a team that, although they may not go 90 mile an hour the whole day, they'll sure give you 60 mile an hour for 40 minutes.
Exactly. We talk. I mean, that's what we pride ourselves in, making sure that we play hard, and it doesn't matter who's out there, that you have to play as hard as you can. I mean, that's just what we pride ourselves in, and that's how we practice. And so I think they've done a good job of that. And when we sub kids in, I mean, that's what we expect. Just give us everything you've got. And so I'm always pleased with their effort. We might not always look the best and get things done that we're trying to, but the effort is always there.
Coach, final thoughts for us before we let you go today, and you ready to go to Howard?
No, we need to get a win, and so we're working at it, and we'll see what happens.
All right, Coach, appreciate your time as always. Look forward to catching up with you after the ball game.
All right, thank you.